Yeah.
What have you done, or what are you in the process of doing to help build a following?
Nothing. No, I'm sorry. No, I mean, I started to make some YouTube videos, and I thought maybe I could do some silly sketches and stuff like that online. Um, my biggest regret so far is not making a mailing list and like capturing emails when I go across like the country and do shows at festivals or clubs.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I do have people come to me say, hey, like you're great or whatever. Nobody says you're great, but they're like, hey, you're very funny, and
Mm-hmm.
no, they say you're okay.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like those people I just wish I would have like connected with
Mm-hmm.
more, and just like copied the information, friend requested them, that kind of stuff, and like stayed in touch, and then created like a database for me for next time. Like I go to San Francisco a lot, so it's like next time I'm in San Francisco, you know that I'm coming, or if I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
Boston, I'm coming back, and
Okay.
it's you try to write different sets each time you go. So that's kind of like what I hope to do after this whole pandemic thing is
Yeah.
like create the mailing list.
Awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I just started my own podcast. I actually just I'm going to have ads on Pandora starting over the weekend. So other than that, like I don't have much of a social media following. So um, I just use my own social media. But now that I have the podcast and stuff, like I'm hopefully these ads point people to my podcast and to more of my stand up.
Yeah. It's an
So
amazing
that's
podcast.
literally a step I took today. I literally went through all the Pandora shit today for these ads that should start airing over the weekend.
That's cool, man. I hope it, dude. That's a great podcast. I hope it brings you. I
Thank
mean,
you, man. I
it's
appreciate that.
addicting. It's an addicting podcast, is what it is. So,
I
um,
appreciate that. That really means a lot. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm having fun.
I think just being yourself and being a good conversationalist is what's good there with that.
I don't have like first-hand experience, but I've talked to someone who I've last month I talked to someone who's been on the road for like 20 years, and
Uh-huh.
I'm talking like they live in a fucking van and they've been touring for 20 years,
Yeah.
and they told me how much they hated to talk to people after the show
Yeah.
because they feel cheap. Can you please follow me on Twitter? Can you please follow me on Instagram? Can you please follow me? And I compared them to my friends in Colombia who actually put out content on YouTube.
Uh-huh.
So that it's not about go follow me on YouTube. It's like I don't have to tell anyone to follow me on YouTube because I'm putting a lot of shit on YouTube so
Yeah.
that it finds themselves. Like, what do I get if you follow me and if I never give you anything?
Yeah.
It's like don't think it's about people following you. It's about they're gonna follow you when you put out something worth being followed.
Okay.
I mean, I understand how Sebastian Maniscalco was burning CDs and giving them out and having
Uh-huh.
shaking hands outside, but that's dead.
Yeah.
It's what you put out there that's going to attract the following.
Okay. Thank you.
I love that. I have the joke where I don't know but where I talk about, oh, that you guys are great if you want to follow me on Twitter or along all the socials, my website, and I say it's at Mary Radzinski, just like it sounds.
Yeah.
And then I had t-shirts made where it's like phonetic, whatever, that's on my website. I say all that to say that that was the one thing I wanted to make sure I started to at least mention at the end of my act was my name, and I'm like Radzinski, just like it sounds, so that even if someone was remotely, they would be able to dig enough or get close enough to find a website because it's, so that was something I started being cognizant, and I would notice like, oh, after a show in Raleigh, there would, I'd have a few more Twitter followers and stuff like that. So, but other than that, I'm just not great.
How do you build a following? Now that question I get a lot of questions about. What do I mean by that is, if people
let me know when you figure it out.
Well, I meant like if people come up to you and they tell you that they really enjoyed your set and they like what you do, how do you retain like information like that so that you can keep kind of those people like, hey, I'll let you know when I'm back in town. Like, how do you start building a network? You have that podcast called The Rank Back. Like, how are you building people around? Like, how do you build a following around any of these little things you do? Stand-up comedy, podcast, what happens to be?
Well, the podcast I try to talk about what I think people would be interested in.
hasn't worked yet. But I mean, I have like the socials. I'll like, I don't you like. Someone asked me for my Instagram handle. And
Okay.
yeah, here it is. Good luck getting any use out of that.
Okay.
I don't. Yeah. But I try to be Twitter active, and then I forget I have it because.
Nice.
I definitely try to make time for everyone as much as I can.
Mm-hmm.
And I try to be honestly personable. Like, I don't want to have a fake interaction with someone. So if someone is talking to me, I'll ask them a question too. Thank you so much. Where are you from? Let's let you talk a little bit about yourself so that you feel like this is a mutually beneficial relationship.
Yeah.
But I also just feel like people connect with honesty. They connect with the honesty of my comedy. They
Okay.
know that I take chances. They know that I'm talking about hard things that I've been through, and they respect the artistry. So I just feel like it's one of those natural things. If you're making good art, people gravitate towards it. They want to support. They want to buy your projects. They want to know what you're doing next.
Awesome.